Hey everybody, what is up? It's the Quinn here and I'm back with another video. So in this video, what I have for you guys is some extra information on how to navigate Windows with NVDA. If you guys want to know the basic knowledge on how to navigate Windows with NVDA, you can visit my teacher's website, which is blindaccessibilitytips.com, or you can visit her YouTube channel, Blind Accessibility Tips, in which she gives an in-depth tutorial on the basics of navigating Windows with NVDA. I will link her website as well as her channel in the description below. But I have some extra information for you in this video that can also be a big help to you. So basically, we will be going through three things in this video. First of all, I will be showing you guys how to connect to the Bluetooth, how to manage your recycle bin, and also how to change your NVDA settings. Okay, so first thing is your Bluetooth. First of all, you would need to get into your Bluetooth settings. This is for if you want to connect to maybe a Bluetooth speaker, a Bluetooth headphone, Bluetooth keyboard, or any other Bluetooth devices on your computer. I decided to put this in the tutorial because I also had an issue connecting to my Bluetooth speaker at first. So I said that maybe other persons out there are having the issue. So I'll share my knowledge with everyone. First, you want to go to your start window. So you would press your Windows key.
Start window, search box edit blank.
Then we want to go into our Bluetooth settings. So you're going to start to type Bluetooth until you hear
Bluetooth and other devices settings, system settings.
That's exactly
press
what
right to switch preview 1 of 4.
Now we're going to press enter because it's selected on that option.
Settings. Bluetooth and other devices. Settings window. Add Bluetooth.
And now we're on the Bluetooth settings. And if you guys didn't know, if your NVDA is talking too much and you just wanted to stop the talking, the key to use is the control key. Just press the control key and that will quiet your NVDA. Now, the next key, I just quieted my NVDA, so I may not know what window I'm in or what option I'm on. So, and this is also on the website in which I linked you guys to. The insert T keystroke can show you what window you're on. So let me press that right
Settings.
here. So it shows me that I'm in the settings window. But I want to know what is in the dialog box that I'm currently in. So I can use the keystroke insert plus B. B as in boy.
Settings. System menu bar alt plus space. System collapsed. Minimize settings button. Maximize settings button. Close settings button. Settings window. Settings. Home button. Home. Search box. Find a setting edit blank. Find a setting.
And I use the control to stop it right there. So as you can see, it reads out what is actually in the settings dialog box. But I want to know what option I am currently on. So what I can use is the keystroke insert plus tab.
Add Bluetooth or other device button focused.
So it shows me that I'm focused on the option that says add Bluetooth or other device. Okay, so if you haven't connected to this specific Bluetooth device before, well, depending on your computer, because your computer might be set up a different way, but this is kind of like a general setup. If you haven't added that Bluetooth device before, you probably want to click on this option by using the enter and go on, scan for that device and add it to your list of device. But that doesn't mean you're connected to the device. To turn on your Bluetooth, which is the first thing you have to do, you would have to navigate through this menu by using the tab. So I press tab.
Bluetooth toggle button not pressed.
And you realize that it says Bluetooth toggle button not pressed. Anytime you hear the word button, you can use your space bar or your enter key to activate a button. But The recommended one to use when the button only exists in two states, on or off, or with checkboxes checked or not checked, is the space bar. So right here it says it's off and I want to turn it on. So the best one to use would be the space bar. So let me press the space bar.
Space. Pressed.
So now you see it says press. So if I tap down,
Mouse, keyboard,
and then come right
Bluetooth
back
toggle
up,
button pressed.
you will see that it says Bluetooth toggle button pressed. So now it's on. So now, but I still want to choose the device that I want to connect to. So you will tap down and say, for instance, I want to connect to my Bluetooth speaker. So I would have to go to the list of audio devices in order to choose my Bluetooth speaker. So I type
Mouse, keyboard, and pen grouping. List. USB
not in
keyboard
this one.
audio grouping. List.
Ah.
Little fun type. Headphone paired 100% not selected collapsed 1 of 1.
So that is the name of my Bluetooth speaker, Little Phone. So I would click on that to be able to connect to it. And there you go. You'll be connected to your Bluetooth device. Now, to the next part of the tutorial, your recycle bin. Now, if you didn't know, when you delete any item from off your computer, it goes directly into the recycle bin. So it's not permanently deleted as yet, unless you delete it from the recycle bin itself. But one thing to note is that if you have a USB or any secondary storage device plugged in or in your computer, and you delete a document or a file off that secondary storage device, it will be permanently deleted. It will not go to your recycle bin. But anyways, first thing that I want to teach you about the recycle bin. If you just get a computer, or even if you have had the computer for a while, you might want it set that when you are deleting a file, it prompts and asks you if you're sure you want to send this file to the recycle bin. Not all computers do it at first, because I had to go into my properties and change it. But I think that you would want that option, because especially like how we are not seeing the file that is disappearing, we would want to be sure what we are sending to the recycle bin. So I'll show you how you can change those properties so you can receive that prompt. First, you want to go to your desktop, so you'll use the keystroke Windows plus D.
Folder view list. Recycle bin 1 of 8.
No, it says recycle bin 1 of 8. I have been on my desktop already since I've had my computer up, so it says that. But if you haven't been on your desktop already, it might say recycle bin not selected 1 of 8. So what you'd want to do is down
Acrobat
arrow,
Reader DC 2 of 8. Recycle
up
bin 1
arrow.
of 8.
again to your recycle bin. Then, in order to change the properties, you would have to make sure that you're selected on the recycle bin. Then you would press your applications key to open the context menu.
Context menu.
Then you would use your down arrow and you will go down until you hear properties.
Open O. Empty recycle bin B. Pin to start P. Create shortcut S. Rename M. Properties R.
And this is properties. Then you press enter on that.
Recycle bin properties dialog. General property page. List.
Then
Acer. C. Space available. 118 GB 1 of 1.
you would use your tab button.
Settings for selected location grouping. Custom size. Radio button checked all.
Tab again.
Maximum size. MB edit alt plus X.
Tab again.
Display delete confirmation dialog checkbox checked alt plus D.
This is what you want to hear, and you would have to make sure that this option is checked. And as I said before, when you have checkboxes, the best button to use is your space bar. So I already have mine checked, so I wouldn't be troubling it. But if you don't have yours checked, use your space bar, check it, then you'll tap down to your OK button.
OK button.
Then you'll press enter.
Desktop list. Recycle bin 1 of 8.
Now it brings it back to the desktop. Also, if you guys don't know how to restore your files, That is, if you send your files to the recycle bin and you said, oh my god, I didn't want to delete that file, I want it to be restored because I want to use that file again, you would go into your recycle bin, so you press enter.
Recycle bin window. Items view list. Computer logo not selected 1 of 20. Tree view. Level 0 quick access expanded 1 of 2.
So let me find something that I would want to restore.
Items view list.
Don't
Full
know.
logo 2 of 20.
Alright, so this one says full logo. Say I want to restore this. What I would do is to go click on the applications again,
Context menu.
which would open the context menu. Then I'll
Restore.
down arrow until I hear restore. Then I'll press enter. But in this case, I'm not going to press enter because I don't want back this file. But that is how you would restore a file, and it would bring back the file to the folder in which it was stored before you deleted it. Okay, so the last part of the tutorial, your NVDA settings. You want to change different settings of your NVDA because the default settings may not be how you want your NVDA to be. You might not be comfortable with that setup. So I'm going to show you how to change up your preferences in your NVDA settings. So the keystroke to access your NVDA settings is Insert plus N for NVDA. So let me press that.
NVDA menu.
And that opens my NVDA menu. Now, what you want to do is press down arrow from here.
Preferences sub-menu P.
And this is the sub menu that we want, preferences. So you're going to press enter on that.
Settings. S.
And you hear it says settings. Then you're going to press enter on that.
NVDA settings. General. Normal configuration. Dialog. Categories. List. General 1
No.
of 13.
You heard it said general 1 of 13. That means there are 13 different categories in this settings menu in which you could go through. So in order to go through these categories, you would use your up and down arrow. But because we're at the top of the list, let's use our down arrow to go down. Let's hear all the options.
Speech 2 of 13.
Speech.
Braille 3 of 13. Vision 4 of 13. Keyboard 5 of 13. Mouse 6 of 13. Review cursor 7 of 13. Input composition 8 of 13. Object presentation 9 of 13. Browse mode 10 of 13. Document formatting 11 of 13. Windows 10 OCR 12 of 13. Advanced 13 of 13.
And we're at the end of the list. So now we're going to up arrow back to general because that is the menu that we want. Or a quick keystroke to get back up to the general is to use first letter navigation. So the first letter of the word general is G, so I can just press G and it will jump right up there.
G. General 1 of 13.
Okay, so now we're back on general. Alright, now that we're on the general tab, in order to go through the options of the general, no more down and up arrow. What we will be using now is your tab key. So you'll press tab. And this goes for all the options in the settings list. Once you down arrow and you find the option that you want, you will use the tab key to go through the list of the items under that category. So let's go through general.
General property page. NVDA language. Requires restart combo box user default collapsed Alt plus L.
Okay, so this is the NVDA language. Be sure not to press your up and down arrow here any at all unless you want to change the language of your NVDA. Just tab to go to the next option. Don't press your up and down arrow because if your computer starts talking German or some other language like that, you would have to get the help of a sighted person to help you to get it back to English or to your preferred language. So I wouldn't recommend using the up or down arrows here. Okay, so let's tab to the next option.
Save configuration when exiting NVDA checkbox checked Alt plus S.
I would recommend that you have that checked.
Show exit options when exiting NVDA checkbox checked Alt plus W.
Yes.
Play sounds when starting or exiting NVDA checkbox checked Alt plus P.
So what this setting is that when NVDA starts up, you will hear like a little sound going, and when it closes, you will hear another sound similar to that, like, so that's what that is. Next option, tab.
Logging level. Combo box disabled collapsed Alt plus O.
Don't necessarily know what that is, but next.
Start NVDA after I sign in checkbox checked Alt plus A.
So this is a great option to have checked. So you wouldn't have to manually use the keystroke to start up NVDA after your computer is started up. It will start up automatically and you can just go on doing your business. Next, tab.
Use NVDA during sign-in. Requires administrator privileges. Checkbox checked.
So this allows you to use NVDA during the sign-in, so it will assist you when you're signing in to know what's on the screen and if you're in the edit box and all of that stuff to type in your password. Next.
Use currently saved settings during sign-in and on secure screens. Requires administrator privileges. Button.
Next.
Automatically check for updates to NVDA checkbox checked Alt plus U.
This is recommended as well.
Notify for pending update on startup checkbox checked Alt plus P.
Recommended.
Allow the NVDA project to gather NVDA usage statistics checkbox not checked. OK button.
Next.
Cancel button. Apply button Alt plus A.
And then after you're finished with all those changes, you just hit enter on the apply button.
Categories. List. General 1 of 13.
And I'm back on the general tab. So I'm going to down arrow to the next part that I want to get into, which is speech.
Speech 2 of 13.
So now let's go through the speech part. This is the main part, which you guys would probably want to change. So we press tab.
Speech property page. Synthesizer grouping. Synthesizer edit read only multi-line Alt plus S Windows 1 core voices.
Next. Tab.
Change. Button Alt plus H. Voice. Combo box Microsoft Mark collapsed Alt plus V.
Now this is where you will change the voice of your NVDA. My current voice that I have is called Mark, but this is not the default voice that you get when you download NVDA. The default voice actually sounded a bit robotic, so I changed mine to Mark. So what you would do is use your up and down arrows to go through the menu to select the voice that you want under this option. Then after you hear the voice that you want, you can tab to the next option.
Rate. Slider 55 Alt plus R.
Now this says rate and it says slider 55. Now this is how fast the voice will talk. No, it says slider. If I want to increase the rate, I would use my up arrow. So let me press up arrow.
56. 57.
It goes up by 1. And if you want to decrease the rate, you would use your down arrow. So let me press it.
56. 55.
And when you're increasing or decreasing the rate, you will hear the NVDA speaking. So you know what rate would be too slow or too fast for you. And when you're finished adjusting the rate, you will just tab to the other option.
Rate boost checkbox not checked Alt plus T.
Not sure what the rate boost is for, because I don't know how fast you would want your NVDA speaking. But let's go to the next option.
Pitch. Slider 45 Alt plus P.
Now this is how you change the pitch of your voice. If your voice is too high pitched and you want a deeper voice,
Slider 45 focused Alt plus P.
You can change the pitch right here. And once again, it's a slider, so you can use your up arrow key to increase the pitch and your down arrow key to decrease the pitch. Now to the next option.
Volume. Slider 100 Alt plus O.
This is the volume. And more than likely, you would want your NVDA volume to be at 100%. So once again, it's a slider. You use your up and your down arrow keys and adjust that. Then tap to the next option.
Automatic language switching. When supported. Checkbox checked.
This is recommended, so it wouldn't always read English. But if you're on a website that has like 1 or 2 Spanish words, it would read it as well once it recognizes that it's a Spanish word.
Automatic dialect switching. When supported. Checkbox not checked. Punctuation / symbol level. Combo box sum collapsed Alt plus L. Trust voices language when processing characters and symbols checkbox checked.
Yes, that's recommended.
Include Unicode Consortium data, including emoji, when processing characters and symbols. Checkbox checked.
That's recommended, so it will tell you if it's smiley face or so.
Capital pitch change percentage edit selected -100.
So this option, firstly, when you get NVDA, like when you are in Word or so, and you type a capital letter, or you're reading by letter and it's on a capital letter, it won't say cap C or cap A or cap P. The pitch of the voice will actually raise a little higher. Now this is where you can change the actual percentage in which the pitch raises, but I don't use this because I don't think it's really effective, because it's not all the time that you'll realize that the voice's pitch changes. So let's get to the next option.
Say cap before capitals. Checkbox checked. Alt+C.
Now this is the option that I use. So it will say cap A, cap C, cap L, and all that good stuff. Next.
Beep for capitals. Checkbox not checked. Alt+B.
Or you can use this option in which you would hear beep before any capital letter, but I find that a little annoying. But you can choose it if you want. So let's go to the next option. Tab.
Use spelling functionality if supported. Checkbox checked. Alt+S.
Tab.
OK button.
And that's the OK button.
Cancel button. Apply button. Alt+A.
And then you can enter on your apply
Categories.
button.
List.
And
Speech
it
2
will
of
bring
13.
you right back to your categories. But that is it for this tutorial and your NVDA settings. If you want to mess around with the other settings, you can go through it. I've taught you the basic way in order to go through it. You would use the down arrow in the settings menu again to go to another category, and once you're selected on that category, you just use the tab to go through it. And then after you're finished changing all those settings in that category, you go enter on your apply button. So the last part of this tutorial, shutting down your computer. The keystroke to shut down your computer is Alt plus F4, but note, you have to be on your desktop in order to use this keystroke to shut down your computer. If you're on any other window, Alt plus F4 will actually close that window. So let me demonstrate it. Go to my desktop, so that's Windows plus D.
Folder view list. Recycle bin 1 of 8.
Then Alt plus F4.
Shut down Windows dialog closes all apps and turns off the PC. What do you want the computer to do? Combo box shutdown collapsed. Alt plus W.
And now you hear it says it's currently on shutdown. So right here, you will just press your enter key and it will shut down. Well guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check my teacher's website and channel down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to be alerted when I post the other video. Thanks for watching again. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you learned something new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.